All right, so welcome to Hack the Box Night, which is now officially Mondays and Wednesdays. So as you know, I take great liberties with the schedule all the time, and because I have to. There's a lot of stuff in here you can't see that's been turned off right now, but this is going to be. I think it's really important that we have a dedicated time. Hey, YouTube, to a topic that people can just know is going to be at that time, and that will help me make sure I do a little bit of it every week without it being random. I am pretty random, but this is going to be better for everybody. So the current goal is to do 2 3-hour sessions, 2.5-hour sessions. Was it no 3-hour sessions? 2 3-hour sessions of Hack the Box a week, and I mean I don't know how wandering it's going to end up. We will not be playing music, but when we do play music, we'll be playing the Devil's Playlist, which is the hacker music that I have that everybody loves. And we'll be doing that on breaks. So we're going to be doing, the Pomodoro thing. We're going to take, hack for 56 minutes, and then we'll take, 8 or 9 minute break and chat and turn the music on and turn YouTube off. So if you want to join us, I'll pause the, pause the YouTube recording. So there's not going to be any music ever saved here. And I think that'll do a couple things. I think first of all, that'll let those people who want to bring their own music. A lot of people do like to bring their own music. They don't want to hear my music, and they get mad because the music's too loud. They don't like it. So there will be no music in the YouTube or the VOD, but the break times I'll turn the music up and do whatever. We can just get amped up to keep going, and then at the end of it, something that's been very successful so far that I'm going to keep doing is we're going to end the session with an hour of QCA, questions, conversations, and advice. This is an open Discord channel time frame. After everybody's kind of wandered in here and saw we were going to Hack the Box, they got all these questions and everything. And I mean, obviously we can answer some questions during the break time while we're doing it during the Pomo breaks, but during some people, there's like really, involved conversations we're going to have. And I think it's really important that we do this for Hack the Box and for security, because why? Hack the Box does not teach you anything in the basic challenges stuff. They do have an academy that you can sign up for and pay extra money for and learn and everything. But the idea is training. That means that they expect you, they give you enough hints to go out and kind of learn like a hacker on your own and then come back and answer it, which is my preferred method anyway. But they don't really give you an instruction. So that hour at the end of our Hack the Box sessions, or for that matter, our Home Lab Init sessions, which are a different thing, are there so that we can talk about the issue, we can talk about the security, we can talk about all the passionate things that have come up during our sessions. I'm going to tell you right now that there's going to be weeks I'm going to have to cancel all of them. There's going to be other weeks that I'll have to move them around a little bit or whatever. But I've tried to keep all the regular things on Monday through Wednesday. When I have art shows and stuff like that, and IRL streams, they're usually Thursdays or Fridays, and that's good. This also, for those who know, this pushes the QCA time back from 6:30 afternoon in the evening to 9:30 in the evening, which is well past the time that even people in Silicon Valley, in California, in Oregon, in that kind of area, will be home. They should be home by then, so they can come in and participate in our stuff. When we were at 6:30, it was kind of a rush for people to even get home by then. So everybody should be like really home and relaxed with a beverage or something like that. And we may actually be drinking beverages while we're doing Hack the Box. So it might get crazy. We'll find out. And then we'll have a QCA at the end, and that's when everybody can pop off about whatever they want to talk about. Same thing. I just to mention it, I just want to plug, if you are a hacker or you want to be a hacker, or you've never used a computer before for anything besides, term papers or whatever, the beginner boost is every Sunday, 2 to 6. We've been really diligent to do that. I feel good about the pace there. We are in the 3rd week of Go programming, and we will be doing that for another several weeks. If you want to do Go programming, all the boosts are online. I just want to plug that. And there was a little moment of Home Lab Init scheduled on Fridays. This is probably going to vary. Home Lab Init is me building out my home lab, whether it be hardware or it be installing Kubernetes on it, or right now we're doing Core DNS and with Ansible. And so, that's the current thing we're doing. I just realized that my title is wrong. Damn. Well, I'm gonna have to change that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter here. It's gonna matter for YouTube. YouTube will always have a playlist. You'll know where to go to get his stuff. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's get going. So we're only gonna go till 11 tonight. So let's go ahead and start everything up. Go back to hackthebox.eu. We probably won't need a promo break this time because we don't have that much time. Normally, by the way, it's going to be Mondays and Wednesdays. This is just a random Tuesday. I decided to do one because I was just doing stuff. Sign in. I don't want you to see my sign in. I don't know. I always worry about it because sometimes I don't know what they're going to dox about me. A certified bounty hunter, not connected to HackTheBox. Okay, here we go. So we're not connected right now to HackTheBox. This is me doing home lab stuff. I have to change all that out. I set my tmux up to go back into the HackTheBox. RWX Rob HTB on GitHub if you want to follow along and read my write-ups. They're extremely detailed. So we're going to be working on tier 1 tonight. We did all of tier 0, which is really easy, but kind of fun. And yeah, let's go ahead and start tmux up in here. So all our new sessions start here. I'm going to kill this session because it's not fully sized. And we'll open the README here. I'm going to label this tmux window. And this tmux window we shall see. And we're not going to put everything in a tier subdirectories. We're just going to keep them on the top level. So yeah. We do have a log, however. This is the stuff that goes into the show notes. And I've been debating about what to put there because YouTube doesn't allow you to put certain things in there that I would like to put in there. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do this log. I'll just put log. And let's make a H now here. You want me to talk about all the things I'm doing? I mean, honestly, if you see something I'm doing, make sure you ask a question during the break. Like, how are you doing that? And we'll do it. So like, so I type log here. So bang bang H now. H now is a program that uses a filter, and it I mean, it's a program. So VIC H now, we see it's just echoing a program. That's all it is. So when I do bang bang, it just replaces the current line with the output of that line, sending it those lines, and it runs the program now, which is just a date function that can be modified, and that creates a thing for us. The VIC program actually just opens VI based on wherever the full path to the executable is. So that's about the pace of the explanations I'm going to be giving you during this, because if I go any deeper into that stuff that you should already know because we did it during the boost, it's going to distract from the hacking part of this. So I will try to talk through it as long as my voice holds out. NESK had problems with their voice the other night, and I just could really feel for her. I really could. So here we go. We don't have a VPN connection, so we need to get that going on. So I'm going to change this to log so I know what I'm doing. We'll change this for the VPN. We need to decide whether we're going to need Kali today or not. I suspect we probably are going to need Kali. You have an interview tomorrow for vulnerability assessment. Oh, nice. Hi, Matt. Good to see you. So we need to let's go look at the challenge first. A lot of the challenges I can just do without having Kali Linux. I don't need all the dictionaries and everything that are on there. I don't need it. And I'm a big fan of the least minimal technology to accomplish the hack, because I want to pretend like I don't have Kali available necessarily. So we are going to go look at that in the thing. Hey, look, I'm a noob towards Script Kiddie. I'm almost a Script Kiddie. Yay. God damn, I feel so satisfied. All right, so we passed this entire thing. Just to recap, we did them all, including the 3 levels that were VIP plus only, which was nice. I mean, I paid my $209 a year to have VIP plus, which is, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. There's, you know, I got problems, but I still think this is kind of fun. Pico CTF and some other stuff might be better, but we're going to do all of the Hack the Box stuff beginning to end, and maybe I'll even go for the certificate at some point just for fun. I'm not planning on working on this necessarily. I just think this informs you in other stuff. Appointment very easy. SQL, oh great. So we're going to be doing SQL injection and MariaDB stuff. This is all web-based attacks. I've noticed that, I mean, people have said that, I think TrackMe or HackTheBox, one of them is more prone towards web attacks and web hacking. My personal preference is to you know, discover 0 days and things like that. I don't know how, but other than, you know, run something until it crashes and try to fuzz it to death. That's my personal preference, and I don't know how many challenges are going to be there. Most of the challenges here are based on pen testing and stuff like that you can do from the web, so, you know, we might as well do that. But if I'm going to scan and bug bounty and make money with my rig after I finish it, this is in line with my goals, even though I don't necessarily like web tech. Even though it's Nike's webmaster, doesn't matter. So we have a bunch of tasks for SQL here. SQL, Crocodile, Responder. Yeah, this is I have a feeling we're going to be able to get away with this without Kali Linux. The reason I'm asking is because I'm trying to decide whether I need to fire up a VPN from Kali and start up a Kali VM, or I can just do it from my Ubuntu server and see how that goes. So let's do that. We'll call this VPN, and just need to do my OpenVPN. Sudo OpenVPN VPN slash. I think it's lab now. I don't think it's starting point anymore. And nothing's doxing there. I already checked that. All right, looks like we're connected. So we can go back here and connect. It should say I'm online, actually. Starting point, offline, machines, play machines. I should be connected at this point. No. Verify key. Yep. Maybe I need to still do starting point. I don't know which one I need for this, actually. Connect HTTP. I can think of that we could use. Oh yeah, Kali Parrot, Black Arch. So yeah, OpenVPN. I don't like using their web interface. I already have. Oh, they want. It's still starting point. Okay, never mind. I don't need to download this. I just noticed we're in the wrong VPN. So it's still lab starting point. So we'll start up that one. And connect. I don't need to download it. The OG way to connect. You're talking about the best way, I think they mean. It should actually update and show I'm connected. That's why why is it not showing it? Did they change the keys and stuff? I'm kind of annoyed by that. I don't want to download the VPN. I shouldn't have to. I should already be connected. It should show I'm already there. Okay, fine, whatever. Download your files. I did that already. I did this already. Must be a different VPN connection. Do they want me to download another one? Watch it be the same one. Oh, I finally updated. Finally. It finally updated. It took way too long. Alright, so I need to put that in my log. Working on... What are we going to say? What is this called? We're going to do appointment. Alright. There is a bit of lag updating the HTTP connected web interface after starting the VPN. Be patient. Put that down for my... I'm writing everything down. Spawn machine, okay. We'll spawn as a machine. Looks like we got some MariaDB, SQLite. MariaDB used to be MongoDB. This is the Postgres version of it. I'm sorry, the non-Oracle owned version of it, which is also owned by Oracle again because they bought it. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. Maria is different than Mongo. What is the difference between MariaDB? I could have sworn Maria... What is MySQL? That's right. I'm confusing stuff. Okay, MariaDB was the open source version of MySQL that got improved and then got bought by Oracle. I know it's weird that you can buy an open source project, but you can. Maria and MySQL, which nobody uses anymore. For the cause, despite this similar functionality, there are several key differences. It's still completely open source. Why MySQL now has closed source modules. I think that's what happened. I think Oracle bought MySQL, and then later they bought MariaDB. I think. MariaDB has 12 storage engines. Dude, they've really diverged. Look at that. That's pretty amazing. Yeah. If you like the MySQL style, which is, dates back to the 90s, then Maria and MySQL are the things to get. MongoDB is the whole JavaScript thing, which is totally different. It just starts with an M. And then there's the PostScript stuff, right, which is my favorite. Because it's an actual database. Yes, thank you. I will probably actually fire one up pretty soon, yeah. It's pretty easy. And why do I have a readme? Anyway. Oh wait, yeah, we need to make what's this one called? Appointment. This is we're going to write down the entire thing while we're doing it. Task 1. How many tasks we got? Let's actually, I want to write a program that generates this. I think we already did that, right? Yeah, I think we already did that. I want to write that. I want to generate my docs automatically. And I did that already, I think. So, yeah, I just don't remember the name of it. All right, so we have how many tasks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 11-ish tasks. I put 12 just because. And there is a bug in my program that does this. HTTP. God, what was it called? Nope, that's not it. 2 emoji, that's not it. What did I call it? I wrote it about HTTP tasks. That's it. HTTP tasks. So we did 0, and I want to do 1. Yeah, we do one less than or equal to. We change that so we get our thing. All right, so change HTTP. Damn. Okay. There we go. So now we can say HTTP tasks, and we have, we'll say 12. Bang bang bash. and I get all of that automatically updated and ready for me to fill in. All right, so now I go back here, and I'm actually gonna just dump all of this right in. I'm kind of getting tired of this, but this is just good for documentation purposes. I want to have the actual names here, so I don't have to go back to the web interface every time. I don't even have to look at the web interface. Hi, honey.
You're not eating any rice and beans, are you?
I am not. You're the best. You can put it away.
Oh,
Sunday, thank you.
My mom kind of wanted to go to Old Neck for Oktoberfest.
Oh, is this Sunday?
This Sunday.
After the boost. The boost is 2 to 6.
We were thinking like 4. Yeah, you
I'd have to I can push the boost. I can push it to some. They're gonna get mad at me, but
it's not an evening thing because it's a Sunday.
I'll think about it. Oopsie. Okay. Task. Wait, I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the wrong one. What does this skill stand for? What does pi stand for? No. I know this seems like it's overkill, but I would rather have this because when they changed what the questions were, I want to have it on file. It's also a part of being a good hacker is writing good notes. So people can scream about the time it takes to write up reports all they want. If you don't like writing reports, don't become a hacker. At least not a pro hacker. Okay. 5. Damn it. There you go. I mean, if you're just having fun, it's like, why are you doing all this documentation? Because that's the job. 7. Eight. Damn it. 9. 10. We did Go Buster last time. Codebase. And 12, submit the reflag. Oopsie, I did it again. Whoops, I did it again. All right, what does acronym SQL stand for? Standard query language. It's a standard query language is a language that was invented back by IBM, I think, to get data from a database. And a database is a way of storing data in an organized way, originally a relational way. That means all the rows and the columns or the fields have associations with one another. And database theory and design has been around forever. It used to be the highest paid tech job you could have because you were in charge of all the data. When you hear about Equifax getting hacked and stuff like that, it's usually because they dumped a database. Yeah, DBA jobs have long been some of the highest paying jobs in history, which is changing quite a bit in the whole containerized world these days. There's a lot of smaller databases instead of these big behemoth, things. I actually worked as a system administrator on an account where I was regularly learning about Informex and managing Informex. I wasn't a DBA, but there was a lot of crossover into the DBA thing because when they had queries that didn't work or indexes that didn't work, hey, Fullhammer, or they needed to do more stuff, they would come to me to make it better. And a lot of times they weren't technical. They would just want to be able to do queries against it. So applications developers who are doing queries against the database using SQL tend to make mistakes and not know what they're doing and do things insecurely and not quote things. And that's what this is going to be all about, I'm sure. And to take advantage of a database or an application that's been poorly created by a bad developer, you can use SQL injection, which is where you put a semicolon in the wrong place and you execute brand new code that they never intended. So this is going to be about that, obviously. But that's what standard query language is. Don't confuse that with MongoDB. So MongoDB does not use SQL. It uses JSON. It's an object database store. And there are lots of ways to save data for applications. Does it say Overwatch? Oh, why does it say Overwatch? Thank you. I changed my title. I'm sorry. I'm doing Hack the Box right now. I'm really sorry if you came here for Overwatch. I'm trying to keep my titles up to date, but it is a full-time job. Hack the Box. I'm changing them right now. I'm so sorry. I do like to play. It does say Hack the Box later. All right, so there we go. I'm maybe going to update the other stuff. I did. I just changed this down there now. I'm not going to be playing Overwatch tonight. I'm going to go to bed. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what the standard query language is. And now you know, right? I don't even have to put that in there. All right, so let's go back to standard query language. So again, there's not that many databases that you need to really think about these days. I imagine that we'll be owning MongoDB at some point, but it's going to take a while for that. It's standard query language. What? Use camel case? What the hell? It's not select, is it? Structured, of course. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's definitely structured. I feel stupid. I knew that, and I forgot. Structured query language. Query language. Well, now you won't make a mistake because I made it for you. What is the most common types of SQL vulnerabilities? We just talked about this. SQL injection. And we talked about what SQL injection is. It's when you cause a query to do something that's not intended because they have a form value in the web or something that, like a username, right? And they don't make sure the data you put into there is proper, and you can actually write SQL in that field, and then when it gets pasted together poorly by the developer code, it makes a standard query language command that is a valid command that does not do a select at all. It may update something, or it might end up dumping the entire database out, and then you can get that. It's very, very common. Most of the data dumps, the Equifax and the biggest hacks of history have been SQL injection because developers are idiots. And the reason, I'm going to put a little plugin for this, okay? There's a really unsexy certification that you can get through ICS certs that is targeted at developers. And this is the one that I want to get. If I get certified over here, I want to get CSSLP, because this is about being the subject matter expert, the SME with regard to security on the software team, who says you're an idiot. Not you're an idiot. Okay, they're not going to say that. I'm kind of getting passionate about it because I'm really sick and tired of dealing with crappy software that makes it into production. And then when I make a stink about it, I get said, why are you boiling the water? I said, because you're about to give up our entire SQL database and open us up to a class action lawsuit. So that's what this is. This particular there's lots of certifications here. But this particular certification, which is, by the way, according to them, the highest paying certification, this is the one that specializes in knowing how to write secure software. So you can be the excuse my French, asshole auditor who goes in. I mean, if you do development at all, you could be that person who goes in there and says, you're about to hand over your entire company to the hackers, and stops them and saves the day, and ends up making somebody look really bad, which I don't care about at that point because it's my job as an auditor. So this is the one that I like the most. The CISSP and the other ones are more, administrative and things like that, and they're important. But that's the one that speaks to me the most, and that this is the kind of work, this preventing SQL injection and stuff, and reviewing software to make sure it's not doing that, and creating checklists that developers go through to make sure they're not doing stupid shit. This is the job. So this particular, I know it's just a simple, easy hack the box level, and I'm sure there's at least one person out there going, can you just get on with it? But the point of me going through this is not for me to pass them as fast as possible. It's for me to take an opportunity to educate you about the issues surrounding this security context and the thing that we're doing, not just past the level, because that's going to be far more valuable for you long term. Whether you're like Matt and you're going to be in a security interview tomorrow, or you're going to be going for other things, right? So I'm gonna talk a lot, and I've been criticized by InfoSec streamers who build lists as being somebody who talks too much. And this is my answer to you, because you are going to promote people that don't know shit. And I would rather talk forever and have you not ruin the world. So anyway, what does the PII stand for? I don't know. I don't know. It's not anything to do with public keys, I don't think. Actually, I don't know that one. Let's go look it up. Let's do some quick research here. What does PII stand for? Once again, if you don't know how to search from the internet, from the command line, there's 4 hours of video in the boost on week 13, 12, or 13 on that. Identifiable information. Of course it is. I knew that. I just couldn't recognize it. Personal identifiable information. This is the privacy stuff, right? This is stuff that'll get you the class action lawsuit I was talking about. Yeah, personal identifiable information. And there, again, it's blah, 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 but there are government standards. There's medical, particularly in the medical databases and stuff like that. We're not just talking about GDPR or whatever, that stuff that came out to keep from putting cookies out there and stuff. We're talking about, governmental, like criminal penalties for giving up information that's not protected properly. So that's where this is coming for, and that's the special term that they have for it. If you get into security for a bank or government, you're going to really, really need to know about that. And if you're a hacker or you're a black hat, you're going to want to know the people who aren't doing this. Because you're going to own them, and if they have red team, then you just hand it over. So if you know what the PII stands, so let's take a sentence. Let's stop back here. If you're a black hat and you just want to make money from owning people, illegally or legally, legally meaning that you own them and then submit that they have a vulnerability, it actually behooves you to understand that standard, and I don't know it. But you should probably go in and read about these policies in the different regions that you're in, so that you can say, hey, you're not following the standard. I'm going to submit you and do either your blackmail or your pen test. Either way, it's a joke. It's a joke. Don't get freaked out. So, bug bounties kind of are blackmail, actually. So it's probably worth your while to go learn the policies. In fact, if you're going to get officially certified, like get a master's or something in security, I guarantee you this is going to be a thing. This is the kind of thing that the CISSP is going to focus on more. It's going to focus on this more than I assume it's private. It should be personally. Okay. So the CISSP is more about policies and making sure they get adhered to and all that stuff. As I understand it, it's kind of a more of a talky sort of certification. It's not a hands-on engineering kind of thing. It's more of a understanding what the policies are and consulting with the company, or being the chief security officer and keeping your company in compliance so that you don't get these massive, debilitating, bankrupting class action lawsuits and shut down by the government, that kind of thing. So super boring stuff. Another reason I didn't go into security, because as much as I know that that stuff is needed, I would rather not screw around with it. I'd rather own it. So anyway, what does the OWASP top 10 list name of classification for this vulnerability? What does the OWASP top 10 list name the classification for this vulnerability? Oh, so we need to go look at OWASP. OWASP is a database. Keep the assurance source on yes. So let's go look at that. What does OWASP stand for? This is one of the security. Yeah, Open Web Application Security Project is a worldwide free and open. They have a tool actually that you can just run that's way more powerful than stuff they'll ever let you use on a certification exam, if I remember right. The Open Web Security Application is a worldwide free open web community source, enlightened security officers, nonprofit chairperson, blah blah blah. Hey, OWASP, yeah. Yep. So in order for us, it's the Open Web Application Security Project. Open Web Application Security Project. Let's see. What does the OS top 10? Oh, no. We already got to that. That's Sql Injection. Never mind. What does it... Wait, did I screw up? I did. I'm sorry. So... Wait, what? What is this? I did something wrong here. What does the acronym stand for? SQL. What? Oh, I deleted something. I'm sorry. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Top 10 classification for this one: SQL Injection. List of name. What does I imagine? Well, let's go get the OWASP list. Top 10. Top 10. Big old web page. This is one of those ones that's got those left aligned things. Awareness document. Where can we get it? The latest OWASP report lists the top 10 vulnerabilities as the following. Injection. Holy shit. It's number 1, which is what I was saying. So, add a document here, and I'm going to put this information in the find, so that you have the reference to that, and then I'm going to quote the article. And we'll do that. I mean, you know what? We could just do it this way. No, we could do it like this. These are all valid. So UCMT. All right, there we go. So. Top 10 list name and classification for this vulnerability. Number 1. I think it's number 1. I think that's what they want here. What? What does the OS top 10 list name the classification for this vulnerability? We're missing something. The injection attack occurs under injected through the form of input. Data submission to standard structured query language injection, which occurs as cyber criminals inject SQL. These types of attack can be prevented by sanitizing validated data. Data validation ensures that suspicious. The truth is you're not supposed to validate data. That's like totally stupid. You should never do that. This drives me nuts. it is better for you to use the actual standard query language replacement fields, the question marks, than to construct an SQL thing. And the people who concatenate in an SQL thing is the devil, because it doesn't do any of this. And people will try to sanitize stuff and they'll miss stuff. But if they didn't do that, if they use the other form of the query, then it would automatically throw it out because it's not a valid thing. Or if it was a string, it would put it in as a string and it would quote it and everything. You wouldn't have to think about it. The reason people get in trouble here is because they actually think they can sanitize the data. Now, a certain amount of balance checking is probably safe and good and all that, but the better way to protect yourself from SQL injection is to actually use the functions in SQL and the language that you're using that use queries that allow key field replacement with question marks, because they will be guaranteed to match the type at that moment. There might be a way to get around that, but that's the standard way to get around this. And beginning developers break this all the time, and they just put a bunch of concatenate operators and they get owned. So anyway, broken authentication injection. Database admins can also set controls that minimize how much injection attack can be exposed. Yeah. And by the way, if you're sanitizing data, it's always better to write a regular expression that says, here's what's valid, and let things pass in. Pros to do this with taint checking, and let things pass through the sieve of the filter, then to try to remove all of the bad things from a given input. Because inevitably, in other words, deny all, allow, as opposed to allow all, deny. And if you follow that, when you make a mistake, the stuff that it'll get caught. So you'll end up being overzealous in your blocks, and you'll have bugs. So the difference between it being overzealous in setting up a specific regular expression match and actually letting everything in and trying to get all the bad stuff is, if you miss bad stuff, it gets in and the error is never detected. People break in. But if you go the opposite way and you say, no, we're going to be really, really, really strict. We're only going to allow alphanumeric letters, ASCII characters for now. And you're really, really strict, then you're going to get a bug every once in a while. It's going to say, oh, you're way too strict. You need to add, 3 letters for this. Can cleanse the query. Let's just go elaborate after parameters options. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So my point is that if you're more strict up front, yeah, you might run it. You might be too strict and get a bug because you're too strict, but you'll at least see the bug because you didn't allow somebody in. The opposite of that is allowing people in that shouldn't have been allowed in, and you'll never know because you missed something. So either that or writing really crazy ass good fuzzing tests, which is not going to happen. So, allow, just think about that. That's something, I don't know. I mean, I have to show you that. Most of the last names, I don't know what they want here. Injection, cross-site scripting. I don't know what they specifically want here. They obviously want some specific reference to this. What does the OS top 10 list name? The classification with the injection. I don't know. It holds the third place, first place in the previous one in the OWASP top 10 of mostly met web vulnerabilities. Use the complete classification name. It holds the third place. Name the classification for this vulnerability. This question makes no sense. Sensitive data exposure. I think that this is out of date already. Yeah. I don't know. What is there some other official? What is the official name for this? Yeah. Explore key features, capabilities. Wikipedia might have it. Top 10. Is that the official link? Yeah. It'll take us a long time to get through this. Yeah, I found it. Oh, here we go. There are 3 new categories, four categories with mapping and scopes. Oh, they want this. Yeah, this is what they want. That's I guess that's what they want. That's my guess anyway. Yeah. I'm guessing. Yep. All right. So they wanted that official classification. Okay, that's good. What services and versions are running on port 80 of target? HTTP, of course. And I'll just do nmap. Let's do that. Let's do nmap dash sv dash p80 against the target. This is all stuff we did in previous things, so we don't have to do it again. Assuming it's there. Might not be there. Apache HTTP, there we go. You want to see something fun? I can take that same command, put it in here. I've been doing this last week, but yep. Yep. Output, and then ping bang bash, and then replace that with its output while in VI. So I wasn't sure. There we go. And then we can do, we just take this one and trim it up, I guess. Uh, 55. Het, what's up, my dude? How you doing, Het? Love you. Yeah, we're just doing hacking tonight. Did you see my calendar change? You got rated, and then we got rated. Yeah, Head's awesome. So yeah, we're doing appointment, which is a super easy hack the box level. Quick note for everybody: here's the new calendar. So I'm gonna be doing home lab stuff Mondays during coffee time for Head, but and then we're moving QCAs. We're pushing them back. So yeah, so starting next week, we're gonna. This one actually is down here already. Wait, what is the new time? I just wanted to tell everybody 9:30 to 10:30. We're moving the QCAs back so people can get home and relax before they, you know, get all stressed out. And we do some rack building tomorrow, and we do some more hack the box tomorrow too. Tomorrow night probably. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for the visit. If you want to know what I do, just read my about and all that. All right. So, what service version are you running on target? Apache HTTP. Thank you for that. Let's go back to our hack the box. Paste. We did our SV discovery. Got that one. Was the standard point of entry protocol S? 443. How could you figure that out, by the way? Most of the standard ports are in Etsy services, so you can just do a grep for it. I'll show you. So you don't have to do an internet search. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. So it's 443. You could just do grep HTTPS from Etsy services, which has been around forever. And I'll show you what that does. We're going to run this command and replace it with its output, bang bang bash, and then we see that 443 is the name there. All right, so I didn't even have to go to the internet to find that one out. That one's not too hard. What is HTTPS? It's now TLS. It used to be called, was it SSL? The SSL has been, the secure socket layer has been replaced with TLS, which stands for, and this is what encrypts your connection between your web browser and the web server. And that's what keeps the internet safe from getting snooped. And I used to snoop my wife's password out of her Gmail account when she was logging in all the time back in 2000. So yeah. So that's the transport security layer. Now, instead of secure socket layer, we have the transport security layer, which is also used in MTLS for securing communication between lots of things besides web stuff, including between microservices and applications in the cloud world. So that's what that is. What is excuse me? What is one luck-based method of exploiting login pages? Brute force. What is one luck-based method of exploiting login pages? Something guessing. Add a dash of wordless dictionary guessing. What is a luck-based method? You want to see how easy it is to own this test? It's like SQL injection, stealing cookie, phishing. That's not phishing. No, it's luck based. Enumerate. I was going to say brute forcing. Is it brute forcing? Let's guess. Did I get it? Yay, me! Yeah, it's brute forcing. Okay. Brute forcing just means guessing an infinite number of things. That's what GoBuster is, which we already did. We did GoBuster already, so why didn't they cover it then? I'm kind of wondering. There's like, you know, this kind of circuitous way to all this learning. It doesn't really build on itself. Not to mention asking you the same thing over and over again. What is the folder called in web application? A directory. Duh. A directory or a route. If you call it a folder, you're not calling it right. It's not. It was never a folder until Mac came around. It was always a directory. Why is it a directory? Because it has lots of things in there besides just pieces of paper. It has inodes in there, by the way. So yeah, this is the name, not fucking folder. So Windows calls it a folder after Mac started calling it folders, because they had to anthropomorphize and physicalize whatever everything. What response is given to non-found offender? 400. 404, of course. I mean, even pop culture knows this one. Just from pop culture, you already know that's 404. Or if you watch Mr. Robot, season 3, and so that you remember this, if you want to remember these things in a very fun way, go look up the Mr. Robot fans know this. So you can do this. You can say titles of episodes in season 3 of Mr. Robot. So here we go. Was it season 3 or 4? I thought there was only 3 seasons. There's only 3 seasons. There's not a 4th season. Oh, okay, yeah, there is. Okay, I take it back. There you go. 405, method not allowed. 404, whatever. I just want the titles. This web page is bad. It's very bad. But you get it. There we go. Oh wait. That's not season 3. Oh, here we go. So payment required. 401 unauthorized. 404 not found. 402 forbidden. They forgot, was it 413? I'm a little teapot. So there's a fun one. I'm a little teapot. Is it 416? Which is a total Easter egg. I'm a little teapot. I'm a little teapot. Is it for? I'm just checking. Oh, it's 418. 418 is I'm a teapot. We got it wrong. Good guess though. I didn't know either. It looks like it's 418. So there. I think they should have done 418. It would have lightened the last season. It was pretty dark. It's always dark, but so there we go. Yes, sir. 418. It's, you see what you'll learn here? The valuable things you'll learn on Art of Extra. Critical learning for your success as an IT professional. 418. I'm a teapot. Interesting book. I always am interested in interesting books. Depends on the book, though. GoBuster. We used GoBuster already. What switch for GoBuster do we specify that we're looking to discover directories and not subdomains? Well, let's go look. By the way, note to self and to y'all, there's 2 different versions of GoBuster. True story. There's the GoBuster that installs automatically. I'm a Teapot is a book. It's actually a book. Oh my gosh. So there's 2 versions of GoBuster. If you install the version of GoBuster on Ubuntu like I have, that's not from source, it's not the same. Okay. Directory DNS busting. It's like an old version or something. And we found this out the hard way the other day because there were lessons that were telling us to use the dir like modal or whatever switch, and they don't work. So then we had, so I'm actually going to have to spin up Kali. Where's my VM? Where are you? I'm going to spin up Kali for a second to go, because the GoBuster on Kali is correct. Is that near future science fiction novel? Well, actually, the Kali one is correct. So, at least according to HackTheBox. Which confused me to no end. I think I might actually already be running Kali in the background. I just need to power it on. Yep. Resume. Yay. God, I love VMs. It's probably correct for the lab. Yeah, I know what you mean. Kali, here we are. So, GoBuster. Get me the fuck out of Z-Shell. Alright. So, I hate Z-Shell. The deep abiding passion. Alright, so GoBuster version 3.1. And if you do -h, there's no man page for this one, I don't think. Because it's Go. See? And so then you do -h and pipe some more. And you get all this stuff. So, and this, see how it says dir? You know what? Let's look up the other one. Go Buster version. Well, I don't know, man. Version is undefined. Yeah, the standard one that installs on Ubuntu server is wrong. Whatever it is, I don't even know where it came from. It's not. It might even be. God, it might even be Trojaned. That we need to check that out. Because people are just blindly. It's like installing from AUR on Arch. Yeah, people are just blindly installing. Install GoBuster. That would be a really great way to sneak in a Trojan. Does anybody know where this thing came from? If somebody wants to take that on as a task, that would be very, very interesting. Because somebody could have like social engineered their way into getting GoBuster officially installed in the Ubuntu server stuff and have it be some version that looks similar. I don't think it's nefarious like that. I just would love to know. It would be a really great attack vector if you wanted to do that. If you got caught though, because I think you have to have like valid, identifying data to get into Canonical's way of posting stuff. Any different copy your PPAs? Well, this one I didn't have to add a PPA for it. I just added it. It was in the standard ones. Yeah, the other ones would be adding PPAs is just as dangerous as the AUR. Yeah, but you have to do it. In AUR, you don't have to do that. You just download that thing that claims to be Minecraft, which isn't. And there's no warning at all. It's like the wild west of software. Anyway, so the question is, what switch do we use to GoBuster to specify we're looking to discover directories and not subdomains? Dir. We already answered this question in another challenge. Maybe it was because it was VIP. I think that was the reason. When I close this, do you want to just put it in the background? Yes. Yeah. So let's go back here. What response code is given for not found? What switch do we use for GoBuster? Derp. What symbols do we connect to parts of our code? To comment out parts of our code? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, that's like so lame. Can you imagine if they had... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very critical right here. Can you imagine if they had one box asking you every single thing about how to script in Bash? There would be like 300 boxes. But no, for some reason we got asked about commenting out a... I don't know. The general knowledge or not. Yeah, you can go to right to the boxes, but I'm not. I'm trying to be complete, right? I'm trying to, I'm trying to do this right. Octothorpe. That's the proper answer, but they obviously want me to type a thing here. The actual name is Octothorpe. Did you know that one? That's what it's actually called. You can jump on any box. Yeah, you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it to be complete. Yeah. And I can skip around too. I have VIP Plus, so I just am not because what? Wait. What? Oh yeah. Ping packets are pretty easy. Yeah, it has a whole trace route in it. ICMP packets. Yep. They're pretty cool. And more than a bit, it has the entire trace route history. ICMP has an entire trace route history if they actually do it right. Yeah. Yeah. So, it sends the ABCs. Yep. Exfiltration of data. Submit the root flag. Apparently, I'm already on the root flag on this level. Which is fine. I mean, okay, so what do we got together? There's a Sql injection thing. What does the acronym SQL stand for? This has got to be listening on a web address. That's all I can figure then. So where's our Kali? We have to use graphics again. If we have to use graphics, we have to use Kali. I could VNC this, but I don't need to. Open virtual machine. Cancel. You're already there. Where are you? Wait, what? Did it crash? What the hell? Oh. There we go. Kali. Admin console. Congratulations. That was easy. No. Paste and go. Let's see what's over here, shall we? My eyes. My eyes. Oh, wait. It's not going to work because I'm not VPN from the Kali. Yep. Give me a sec. Yeah, I was afraid of this. So, sudo open VPN. Starting point. All right, now it'll work. Paste and go. It should work anyway. Why is it taking so long? Did I get the wrong IP? I might have. I think I need a copy of the paste IP again. 102, 180. Nope, that's it. Huh. Well, maybe we're going to have to make an SQL connection. Kali's on VPN, I just added it. It's right here. Yeah. Kali, ping. Yep. I wonder what SQL it is that they're using. Are they using SQLite? Nmap. Let's see what's on here. We know they're using Apache. Well, one of the questions was, what port are they using? And they're using Apache. Goddamn, they're using a flat open Apache. And oh, there it is. It finally came up. Username, password. So they're going to want us to do a SQL injection here. You're tired of using WSL? Don't. Just use a VM instead. Either we can put a SQL injection either here, and we can use the comment character to disable and to put something else, right? I just don't know what we're going to be selecting. We need to do. We need to show all the databases that are there and figure out what database it is. I'm trying to think. We could say let's see what it gives us on the outside. Oh, we don't want Arch. It's taking way too long. It's supposed to be a dedicated server. Doesn't feel like it. Yeah. So this Yeah, what the hell, man? It should not be taking this long. It's because I have... Oh, look at that. Container login form. Ubuntu doesn't have yum. I think you can add it, but... So the way to do this is we have to figure out that this is quite a jump, man. We have to figure out how to pass either a username or a password that's going to break out of the SQL used and create a select statement that is going to get us a list of the databases, the tables. And then, so we probably want to go read about standard SQL injection errors, strings. This is the kind of thing you'll probably want to write down, I'm guessing. I remember doing it for Pico CTF. I don't have memorized. And we just do a standard injection just to do any of the standard SQL injection things to get the list of the databases, the list of the users, the description of the table, and from that we'll be able to see the thing, and then we can formulate an SQL query that gets the flag and prints it out in the output. So that's the strategy. And we can actually make a curl command that submits that way. We already have this right here, so we don't have to go to the website every time. I guess it's not in my history because I haven't configured my history to save on Kali. SQL map is so nice. Is that a tool for that? Thanks for the follow there, Blind. Automatic SQL injection and database takeover. I don't care. Damn. Oh, see. That is, thank you for the hint. I think it's 150. What's the IP again? What? My box went down. All right, that's good. Holy shit. You're right. Use the SQL map for attacking targets is a bad idea. No parameters found for testing in the provided data. Get parameter ID. Your advice to rerun with forms crawl equals 2. Okay. I've never used this before, so. Is this site map section? Sure, why the hell not? It needs a deep dive on its own. Huh. I mean, it's already going to get the timeout target. SQL is going to retry requests. I don't think this is a dedicated system. I think the system's getting slammed because so many people are hitting it. I'm supposed to have dedicated private servers. I think they lied. Yeah. I mean, if this doesn't come back up again. Yeah, look at how slow everything is. I've heard All Hazard complain about this like crazy. I'm on the VIP. I don't know what the VIP VPN is. Is there a separate VIP VPN? I mean, maybe I'm not. If you have 2 tunnels up by accident? Yeah, okay, so I bought VIP. So let's go make sure I have this. This is super important. So I bought VIP, and then I downloaded on USA starting point. And connection setting. And I clicked on this, right? And I compared the VPN. I compared the VIP files to this one, and they were both sucky. You're telling me starting point, you can't even use your VIP plan on the starting point stuff? That's the stuff that the most people are going to be on. You think that would be the first thing they would give us? I did already. Starting point, download VPN. Should I do regenerate VPN? I should probably regenerate a VPN because that'll take in my VPN stuff. I already stopped this box. All right. Let me go back. I also have 2 VPNs running and are connected to it already. So, yeah, this is an issue. I'm glad we're talking through this. I want to be able to help other people not go through this. So I also have another VPN here that's connected. So let me disconnect those VPNs. I'm going to stop the box. What does that even mean? Different VPN provider and look at your options. I thought I did that, but oh well. Box is dead now. Yeah. This box is dead. Oh, that's not stopped. Oh, right. Never mind. Okay. Right. Now I can go do the VPN thing, right? So, starting point and download VPN. US starting point. There is, oh, EU VIP. I didn't see that before. I checked this yesterday and I missed it. So, okay, this is really good news. Yeah, I'm glad we caught that. Because I would have suffered the whole entire time. Well, it should have been the default as soon as I became a VIP. Yeah, because, you know, but now I know. So I can download it. Wait, where's the download thing? How come it says I can't download it? I am a VIP. I want to download. I cannot download it. It's not, I know it's not hidden. It's just download VPN. All right. So starting point. I mean, I assume it's the same one, but we're going to do a diff here, but I'm not going to do that on screen. So I'm going to diff this. Give me a sec. So I'm going back to my thing here. SCP starting point RDX Rob 4 apparently. I like that they don't change the name. That's nice. I'm going to save that into Anton:/temp. And now I can go back to Anton and I'm going to diff this. I've been saving this stuff in my VPN directory. Diff starting point VPN with temp starting point VPN. And oh yeah, the keys are totally different. Okay, so that's definitely a different file. And then I'm going to move temp starting point VPN 4 to starting point VPN. I'm going to remove lab underscore rob VPN because I know it's a bad one and I want to make sure I go get it. And then I'm going to copy this over to Kali, SCP starting point VPN to Kali colon. And now it's on Kali. And now I can go to Kali Linux and do OpenVPN, sudo OpenVPN, tab, and then starting point OpenVPN, Kali password, and it says I'm on there now. Okay. I am going to go ahead and make a README about this. The discovered I was using the non-VIP VPN and had to change the VPN, the OVPN file that I downloaded. Okay. Okay, so I just want to put that in the notes. And then we go to Kali, we already have that. We go back. Wait, what? What the hell? Did I kill it on accident? Oh, I did the wrong thing. Now I have two. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that was faster for sure. Well, no, never mind. I take it back. It didn't make a connection. It says connection to the target URL. Well, I didn't. I have to start the box back up. God damn it! Of course. I feel dumb about that. You shocked you? Awesome. Appointment. We already did appointment. Oh wait. I have to start the box back up. I'm already connected. I hate that it takes forever for it to see that I'm connected. I'm connected. My VPN's been connected for a while now, and it's like, you're... Okay, there we go. So, you need to walk before you can whatever. Spawn machine. Had to make a new one. That'd be a different IP address, which is going to be lame, but whatever. We're almost done today. Hopefully we can get this. I didn't take a break. I should have taken a break. We're waiting for instances. Copy. Make sure I can ping it. Maybe not. That's not good. That's not good. I can't get to the box. Damn it. I was already connected to the VPN, so did I get the IP wrong? That should be working. I don't understand. Did I use the VPN key for your VIP connection? I don't even know what that means. I mean, I got the VPN file. Do I have to provide something else to the file? Do I have to give a key to it? This is new information to me. So, okay. So you're saying, warning, this configuration may cache passwords in memory. There's something I need to pass to it, is what you're saying. I'm going to need to pass my VIP key someplace, yeah? Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Your VIP, did you download the key? There is no key to download. I downloaded the new OpenVPN file. Yeah. Here, I'll prove it. So, it should be over here. See, I have this. This is, let's go connect on this VPN. VPN, starting point of VPN. Right? I mean, it looks like it's connected to me. And ping. So, all right, that's working. So, Callie, that means that the file didn't get copied over. All right, I know what the problem is. Thank you for checking that. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to ping that if it wasn't working. So it's definitely working now. It's just not the right thing on a HackTheBox. So whatever I did, I didn't get the right file on Kali. Starting point, Kali, and then I'll go back and restart my Kali. And I should be able to have two open at the same time. That is not a problem. Yeah, and then 6 ping. Nope, can't do it. And Kali's natted, so that's kind of a bummer. I mean, maybe I'm not copying it right. I don't know. We know this one works because I'm using it right now. Watch. It's just not... Wait, now it's not working. What the hell? Can you not have more than one VPN server connected to it? That's so lame. I'm definitely using it. Go to HackTheBox to make sure you're on it. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good idea. Does it say what server you're connected to? Bytes in, bytes out. US starting point VIP server. Bytes in, bytes out. Okay, so I'm on the right one. I'm on the right one. But Kali's having problems. So I think the file's not making it up there. So yeah, but that's because I've just been pinging it. I haven't done anything to it yet. I mean, we could curl it. Let's do that. Let's do that. So that'll give us some input and output data. It was. Yeah, I just did that. Well, I don't know. What was the file name? Let's go. Did I get the wrong file name? I swear I downloaded it right. Let's go look at downloads. Where's my downloads? Or I can just download it again. I mean, I wouldn't be connected to it if I hadn't downloaded it right. It says I'm connected to it, so I'm obviously running the right file. Yeah. The question is the Kali one's not doing it. So, and it's there. nmap-p80-sv. Let's go see if it's Apache. It should be. Yep, that's the same thing. So this is all right. Service detection performed. Now, I don't know if that's going to say any data was sent. It's kind of weird that it doesn't, because I just sent data to it. So this is just the file that's got the wrong file in Kali. Either that or the VPNs are conflicting with each other, and that's also possible. So SCP starting point. Wait, is it the same one? Starting. Yep, only have the one. And copying this to Kali. And then we go over to Kali. And we have a file here that wasn't there before. And we see that it was made today, so we know that's the one. And sudo openvpn starting point openvpn, and it says it's connected. So then we go over to the other Kali thing, and we couldn't ping before, so let's try the curl. I think they might have ping shut down. So let's nmap -p80 -vs sorry, SV. Damn it. I don't understand. There's something wrong. I mean, I wonder if it failed over, if Kali failed over to bridged instead of NAT, but I doubt it. Bridged. Yep. I don't know. I'm gonna kill these Kali things. I'm gonna shut Kali down completely. And we'll just reboot her. Do. Restart. Beep. Beep. I don't want to use Public on the browser. I would never use that. I would never use any hacker training service that allows me to do stuff in the browser. Because I'm sorry, I'm being so pathetic, but it's so wrong to me. I just can't get over it. Yeah, I mean, you did see that we had to downgrade our security in our VPN in order to even get our Ubuntu 22 stuff to connect at all, because OpenVPN is too new. It doesn't allow SHA and SHA-1. So, like right now, the VPN on HackTheBox is seriously insecure. Not to the effect where like people can attack other people, but it's like really back level. No, exec shell. Open sudo. The solve for this last flag is stupid. Yeah, I have no doubt, but we're gonna figure it out. Sudo open VPN starting point. Oh boy. Okay, so this, I have 2 VPNs open. I should be able to have 2 VPN connections connected from the same IP. If it turns out that I can't do that, that I have to only have one open at a time, I'm going to be a little upset. Because I'm paying extra money to have my own private server. I should be able to have 2 VPNs connected to it. 2 servers connected to the VPN. And I don't know if that's going to work. We're going to find out. So, no, that's not it. I fucking hate Z shell. Stop trying to guess what I want to do. Confusing me. What's the IP? Let's go make sure we got that right again. Map dash P80 dash SV pipe. That should give us confirmation we have a connection. All right, it's working now. So rebooting Kali did it. It must have screwed up something in the network's interfaces. So that did it up. That's good. And I mean, that's good. And now we can do our, since I also, this is another thing. I have to like set this up because I don't have history or anything now either. Oh, and GoBuster's here. Good, 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 good. Do I have SQL map? Yeah, I do. Oh, we have a new host though. 230.234. Let's see what it does. VPN in Kali. Yeah. No parameters found. I'm doing what it tells me because I'm being a good hacker and just executing the script. I mean, the title is literally Script Kitty. so I'm fine. See if it runs. Basic SQL injection on the site, apparently. I'm sure it's something like, I bet we could probably guess it. We can probably brute force it without this. Yeah. I bet it's like hashtag flag or some shit. I'll just go connection timeout with URL. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. What if I do... Wait, what's our new IP? Yeah, it doesn't have a connection anymore. Nope. And the VPN just crapped out. What do you want to bet me? I'll bet you the VPN just crapped out. I don't know. We'll find out. It's certainly not faster. Yeah. God damn, I hate... Why are you not doing what I want? God, I fucking hate Z-Shell. Fucking hate it. It's so stupid. It tries to be smarter than what you want and it's fucking you up. I hate it. One IP address. Please add a number of threads. I guess 1. Okay. Store crawling results to temporary file. Yes. Yes. Post form data username equals password. Remember me on. Test this form. Yeah, that's the main one I want to test. Edit post data. Warning, blank field detected. Wait, what? Username equals password? What the hell? Oh, username equals blank, password is blank. Never mind, that's a query string. I'm sure it's like, hashtag something. Yeah. Target URL content is not stable. SQL map will base the page comparison on the sequence. You refer to user manual. How do you want to proceed? Continue, I guess. I was wondering what it's going to guess. It's running. Oh, they're testing it. Oh man, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. Appears to be MySQL. Oh my god. This is fantastic. Username appears to be MySQL. And time-based blind query sleep. Really? It was able to inject sleep? I bet it's like if you put like I bet if you put like hashtag flag it would work. It looks like the backend DBMS is MySQL. Do you want to skip test payloads specific for the DBMS? Yes. For the remaining tests, do you want to include all tests for MySQL extending provided level 1 and risk values? Yes. It's intended for union queries. It's going to do union queries? Shit. I don't even have to know SQL. I can just run SQL map. Look, I'm going to let myself do this stuff. I mean, I've talked about, hacking to learn, but this is, if you just want to get in, if you just want access, because there's so many things that start running through my head about ways I could put that in. That's brute forcing it, but brute forcing it by your head is hard. Looks like a web server instance hasn't recovered yet from previous time-based payload. Pretty much teach you, yeah. If a problem persists, please wait for a few minutes and rerun without flag T and option technique, or try to lower the value. Yeah. Retry the request because it got timed out. You have half the answer. I just don't know which one it is. Yeah. We could probably say admin and admin flag, but that would be so stupid. Target URL appears to be a union injectable with 3 columns injection. Not exploitable with null values. Do you want to try with a random integer value for option? Yeah, sure. What the hell? If the injection point on post parameter username is a false positive. Generic inline queries. Unexplainable injection point detected. Post parameter username does not seem to be injectable. Okay. So testing a post parameter warning to be dynamic heuristic based might not be injectable. Testing for SQL injection on post parameter password and Boolean based blind where having clauses yes. Primary replace original value. Testing generic inline queries. It looks like I'm guessing the username is admin and the flag is flag. Tamper between what? Tamper between space 2 comment. Yeah, because they already told us we could get rid of a comment thing. Yeah, there it goes. All test parameters do not appear to be injectable. Try and increase the value if you may wish to perform a rest. If you suspect there is some sort of protection mechanism involved, using the option -tamper, space to comment, and switch random agent. Compare results of scanning multiple targets. It's too simple for SQL map, right? Yeah, I mean, I think they're trying to make a point by having you put in something like admin and, flag. If we can even get it to work. Yeah. Yeah, then we have to do this select on it. What? This is a comment, and then we can make a new line with a semicolon. They didn't teach us about that. Select star. Don't save. Yeah, don't. Yeah, I don't want you. We probably should look up. We should probably look up the MariaDB, the MySQL. It's actually not. It's MariaDB, which looks like MySQL. We should probably look up the MariaDB line for logging in, and see what that is. We can't look at the SQL though, so that's the hard part. The answer is perp suite scanner. I don't know about that. Yeah. I mean, what if I did forgot password? How about that? Forgot password. Admin 23. Connection, nothing. Login. Yeah. Yeah, it's doing a select on the username. Yep. Yep. I know. It's there's a comment that goes in the select statement that's going to cause it so we can enter another thing. But then I have to have a command that shows me all the stuff in the table. And I don't know the command for that. I'll have to go look up MariaDB on that. So yeah. Yeah, we'd have to do that. It's basic SQL stuff. So, but I don't know it still. So, coming out parts code. So they're hinting that. Wait. What? They wouldn't have told us about GoBuster unless they want us to use it. So let's do that. Let's try to use GoBuster. I hadn't even thought of that. There's something GoBuster is going to give us that's going to help us out. Yeah. Wait, did I kill my VPN? God damn it. Kelly. All right, so let's do GoBuster. I just did that. Oh, we have to give it the word list. God damn, I hate this. All right, dash u. I did this in the last ones though, so this is I gotta learn it. Well, we know there's no HTTPS here because there isn't. We did this last time. It's not list. It's var. Where is the list? I have that in another thing that I did. Frigidation, I think, has it in there. Dash X. User share wordless dirbuster. Medium. I don't know if this is going to help or not. We're just going to do it anyway. What are you talking about? This system is a piece of shit. Do I want to put a URL in there or not? It takes too long. I don't know. We're going to see. Now it's doing it fine. What the hell? The URL a slash? Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't think you need it though. Sometimes you do. We have a virtual server in Kubernetes that if you don't have a slash, it doesn't work at all. End users never know that. Yeah, it's supposed to. The default is supposed to redirect to slash. That's a server config thing. I don't know if this is worth running right now or not. I mean, it could give some hints. Yeah, I need to see what the select statement is, but the problem is I don't know what else is in the database. Let's see. Yeah, let's do file maybe. Okay, so we need to do MySQL DB select all tables. I want to see all the tables. I want to do this is was an enumeration. Okay, insert into create table now from student details. See, I don't know the table names. I used to. SQLi. Yeah. Information schema.tables. That's the one we want. Select table name. Is this MySQL? I think about everything too hard. That's the biggest problem I have with these things. So they I can't, I don't know the table names. So I would actually like to see the table names myself. That would, because anything less than that is kind of silly. So I know you can. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find the SQL to show tables. Show tables : Yeah. Okay. So, oh wow. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work while we're brute forcing. It's not going to be able to get in there. Admin. I need to be able to put a line return in there to get it to do a new line. Or I can do an and. Can we do semicolon injection in this one? Because the comment's not going to do anything. It's just going to turn the rest of the line off. You know? So I'd have to get a new line in there. I mean, to get this, you pretty much have to like... Don't tell me. Yeah. Don't you dare tell me. Well, I know I'm thinking like a hacker, but if it's like... Look, this is a command that is going to get executed. I'll write that in the log, okay? So it's going to do... it's going to do this. It's probably really stupid. And it's probably going to do something like select splat. Oh my god, we could disable the where clause. We could just disable the where clause and it'll just execute the first part of the line. Oh, I see what's going on. I had to write it out. I bet that's it. All right, so because it's going to do select, you know, whatever, star from users where username equals, and this is where it would replace the username. And password equals so if we put a comment here, it'll negate the password check completely. But then we need to do that. Okay. I think I know what to do on that. I think that's it. I don't know. I had to visualize it. So admin select nope. I didn't like it. Did it use single quotes? It can't use single quotes. It's MariaDB. I'm not using burp, no. It's not just hashtag. It can't be. It's like way too stupid. So it would be admin Oh, that'll just select all the users. I mean, another way we could do it would be this, right? And that would just be, or username equals, and then I could just get all of the users. Does it use a regular expression match? If so, we can put it some more regex stuff in here right there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, either one of these is something that I would do, but it would take me a while to get there. So, all right. If we did admin, username equals, but that's just going to turn the whole thing off. So there is no such thing as username. We need to make it so that instead of regular expression match, it probably is, but they're not going to want us to. They wouldn't expect us to know that right now. Why is it taking so long? You think, well, let's go look. Let's go. I want to see what the quotes are. Quoting strings in MySQL. Because I don't know the quote notation. String is returned by quotation marks with the instance of backslash single quote ASCII characters. String functions. Let's see here. Quote function. We don't need the quote function. Insert a table. Table name. Single quotes. They're using backticks. I think that's a mistake, though. I think that's just because it's being rendered weird. Why are they using backticks? Those are single quotes that are getting written wrong by the web page. Single quotes. Okay, subindex string. All right, so. That means they're probably. God damn, that's like really bad. I bet that's just what they're doing. Oh my god, if they're doing this, stupid idiots. If they're doing. Of course, this is to show you what not to do, so. That would be that. And that would select every username. And we can actually set it up and show you that. Doesn't matter. Nope. Admin. Oh, there it is. Finally. Sorry it took me so long. Yeah, it doesn't care about the password. Okay, so it turned into this. Where username equals admin. Bam. And we don't care about the rest. Okay, that took me a while. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was a real easy SQL injection, but it was good. I'm glad we did that because it took me remembering things like whether whether it uses double quotes or single quotes, and it was kind of a review of SQL for me, and so that was good. I like it. I know it's really basic, but the truth is, if I'm going to get into security, I got to get really good with SQL again. Because all of the main pen testing stuff is SQL injection. It's like the number one. You see that on the OWASP stuff? It's the number one vulnerability. So if you want to get good with vulnerabilities, you got to really master SQL for every database flavor. And so that I'm glad this took me a little bit longer because it reminds me how absolutely much I've forgotten about SQL. I wrote the fucking like petabyte database for IBM's audit protocol thing, and Postgres, and taught myself Postgres like in 2007, but that's the last time I've done anything with SQL, like literally the last time. So that's not true. I did a little bit with it at Skill Stack to make my own database. So yeah. Bypass cheat sheet. Very cool. Let's put that in the link. Yeah, well, nobody teaches databases. They don't teach it. Nobody teaches databases. Even the people that teach coding don't teach databases unless they teach front-end stuff. SQL. Stripped out and SQL templating from all secure code. From all secure code. There's something like, yeah. Oh, I know about the 1 = 1 thing. Yeah, I do that a lot too. Yeah, I've seen those before. I did this in Pico when I did this in Pico a long time ago. Again, but I'm not doing this every day, so it's good. That actually is good for you because if you're trying to learn, it's your first time, then you get to suffer with me and learn it. So yeah. I'm gonna put this one. Took me a while because I had got forgotten SQL from my earlier days and was using a double quote instead of single. I also had to visualize the SQL I was hypothetically generating in order to see how the injection would possibly be working. It's not the kind of thing I can visualize in my head. I have to like write it out. That helped. All right, so we can actually put this into a we can put this into a curl if we want to, and I want to show you how to do that before I close the box. So can also automate with curl. So we I think I might still have them here. Nah, we don't need this anymore. Curl. There we go. Yeah. post user admin. What is quote? What is the ASCII value for quote? ASCII. No, man, ASCII. It's single quote is 27. Is it 27 or 47? It's 27. Okay, so I don't remember. I'm going to URL escape it. Give me a second here. So admin backtick, I mean single quote hashtag. So we need to URL encode that. So I'm going to replace this with the URL encoded version of this string. So I'm going to bang bang URL encode. And you see what it did? Okay, that's the power of Vim and filters. I want to URL encode this. I put it on its own line, bang bang URL encode, boom. And now I know what it is. And I can replace it in here. It's a little bit of a tough line to change, but we can do that. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Admin and password equals whatever. And what was the port? There we go. Yeah, need that. Wait, what is the form? I guess it's just bang. Okay. Shit. This is 7. Yeah. I don't like visual mode. Code the whole line. For just the one? Yeah, I guess you could. So let's try this. I'm going to try this from the command line. Kali. I don't know if it's going to do it. We'll see. Huh. The box might be down, actually. Because I just solved it. It did that to me last time. Yep. It took down the box automatically. When you pass it, then I have to bring the box back up to do it this other way. Yep. Oh, no, it's still up. Good. That's right. That's why I didn't submit the answer yet. Okay, good. Good. Why isn't that doing that? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? I don't think I want SSL on this one. It just takes forever, man. It wasn't a query string. I don't know. I mean, we weren't even getting. Let's just see if we get anything. Okay. I wonder if I did it wrong. Well, what is the username? Is it username? It might be user and not username. It's username. Okay. And password is password. Okay. Input class. Type equals text, username, placeholder username. I'm making sure there's no hidden values or something. Burp Suite. Everybody keeps asking me about Burp Suite. I fucking hate Burp Suite, first of all. Eventually I'll do it, but I hate Burp Suite. I know it's a mandatory thing and everybody loves it and it shows up all the kind of cool stuff, but I don't like it. I want to stick on the HTTP for a while. Eventually I'll do it. I know it's essential. Yeah, I know. But yeah, class type, class password, class, checkbox. Again, I'm doing this to hack. I'm just trying to see if there's an extra username there. And that's what Burp Suite would do. You could like inject it in there and take over the thing, right? And maybe I need to do that with some of these easier levels to start out small with Burp Suite. But I just like to do Sql Injection first. For some reason, it's... yeah. Well, the password is there. Why not? It worked already. I think the URL endpoint is what, yeah. It's submitting it to, we have to look at what it's submitting it to. Yeah, it's a post, and I think it just posts to itself. No. No, that we know this one works. We already did it. So just a single quote and a hashtag causes it to work with any password whatsoever. All I'm trying to do is put this into a, I just put this in, it takes forever, see? These are supposed to be dedicated machines that are really fast and everything, and it's on a super fast VPN, and it's total shit. It could be that I screwed up the database already and have to reset the image or something. I don't know. Reset the box. It shouldn't take this long to do the search. Yeah. See, there it is, but it took a long time. That delay is not from the database. That's from a bullshit VPN or, you know, localized traffic, which I guarantee we don't have, or containers. And I know because Alhazar is always complaining about this too. So their infrastructure at HackTheBox is horrible. It's really horrible. And I'm supposed to have, I mean, I'm paying $200 for a dedicated container, but if their VPN is so flooded that we can't even talk to the network. Yeah. So I don't know. Which makes it hard because I mean this would be such an instantaneous response if I was doing it from curl. Input class type. Class equals input, type equals password, placeholder, password is okay. There's nothing in this form. There's no input form element. This is such shitty HTML. There's no form element. They're doing implied forms by just God, just so bad. Yeah. I really don't like web development. It's gotten so... Look at this div soup shit. Get it for instantiation. I think... Yeah. That stuff I know. But you can also just look at the source code and see how their forms, because the reason Burp Suite and Chrome DevTools and all that stuff is important for this is because obviously it fills in all of the implicit, because this is HTML5 compliant. To leave all the form elements off, it's totally HTML5 compliant. It's just a pain in the ass. Custom image Docker images, interesting. Yeah, they made a button for the login. So that's doing the submission, and it doesn't set anything. So we have to have an ampersand here. I mean a octothorpe, but yeah, it should take it. I'm telling you. I don't know why it won't. I mean, the other one took a long time too, so maybe we just need to wait long. It might have had cookie information in it or something. This is something that I learned last time I tried to do all of these things, is that you have to have at least Chrome, because Chrome is giving, there's so many things happening so quickly that you can't just do it with like curl. You can't script all those individual things, which is why everybody's so happy about Burp Suite. I just wish it wasn't Java shit that costs $3,000 a seat. There's no language here. It's just like, this is SQL and a bunch of stuff. This should not be timing out like this. Oh. I want to automate this query from the command line. That's what I'm trying to do. I've already solved it. I'm just trying to... They have command edition now? Yeah, well... I mean, I already passed this. I should just stop, suffering right now. It's obviously hung on something. Let's get rid of this S's to see what's up. Congratulations. Oh, God. It was trying to redirect the whole time. I took the S's for silence out, and it did it right away. There it is. Okay. Well, that's your answer. Right as soon as I was about to give up. grep flag. There it is. See, I put S's in there, and it didn't do it. And now it's doing it, like, instantly. What the hell? Now it... Oh, my God. Look at this! It's not too verbose. It's just fine. It was like this stupid fucking BBL. Look at it. Like, microsecond return response times. That was not me. That's all I'm trying to say. So... Yeah. That's annoying, man. That is annoying. This exact thing, this entire thing is perfect. The only thing I changed was this, which is probably safer. So, and that produced this. and now it could be automated if you wanted to. I could regular expression that shit out of there like more directly if I wanted. But I'm good. I'm good. Nasty gremlins. This is okay. So the reason that I have problems with these hack the boxy kind of things is because if there is any problem whatsoever on their side, you'll lose hours trying to figure it out because you think it's a problem on your end. And it's actually the reason I stopped doing Skillbot. Because, you know, if I write a problem in the analysis of the regular expression or something, I'm going to end up teaching it wrong to people. And I'd rather tell them, go check to see if this is this way, go, you know, verbally or, you know, written, and then have them do their own analysis. Because if you try to automate the analysis and you make a mistake in that, it's like making mistakes in your test cases, then you end up really, really shooting yourself in the foot, you know, more than normal. Right. So, and this is such a simple thing. This doesn't require SQL map or anything like that. The real answer for this for me, and I'll close with this, but was that I had to, the thing that was stopping me is I was trying to visualize the SQL command in my head. And it wasn't until I started writing out what the SQL in MariaDB, MySQL, was going to actually be. And I guessed about how the dumbass developers probably wrote it, that I could kind of like manufacture this working SQL. And then that made it real easy to pick, you know, what came after that. This would be at that point, yeah, it was. That's actually what ended up getting submitted right there. So you put a quote in there, and then that just negated the whole rest of the thing. I'm sorry, I don't mean dumbasses. I mean, how about security lazy developers? I need a better way to say that, right? But seriously, if you write SQL code like this, you should be fucking fired on the spot. If you put code like this into production, I am not kidding you. It is not an exaggeration. If you put code like this line right here into production, which is simple concats with no vetting, and you don't use what you should have done, which would be this, right? You should have done this. This is okay. So let me actually put that in here. By the way, the proper way to write that would be something like this. It would be select. It would be, I don't know, it would be like do or whatever. And it would be select, whoops. Select, you'd have an actual string here, right? Select splat from users where username equals this and password equals this. And then you would have, like over here, you would have user, you know, and pass or something to that effect. I mean, it depends on the language. I'm just guessing here, but and then that actually would work. Even if the username had a dash in it, that would work, because that would say part of the report. Yeah. So this is a very clear case where you would want to, if you use the proper, you see how this is a single quoted string that doesn't have any expansion in it whatsoever. When that is applied to the, and it's usually like exec or whatever, then it'll call this and it will make a safe replacement of this string at the location where the question mark is. And this allows you to put dashes in and hashtags or whatever you want to in your usernames, and you can have those in your fields that can be valid. I mean, a kind of a novice way to do this would be to try to filter out all the single quotes and the hashes and everything and make sure it passes everything. That's a real novice way to do this. At this time, counter server that gets ejected single injection? I don't know. I mean, if this has a problem, then the database has a problem. Then the database engine or the query lines have a problem. It should be fine in UI. RMV takes care of input validation, parameterization queries. And you should, by the way, you should never ever do this validation in the front end. Oh my God. People do this all the time and they get fucking owned. Did you see how I just did it through curl or burp suite or whatever the fuck? If seriously, select user password from, cause it should cause ID username password is no clear password. Yeah. But the point I'm trying to say is there are people who do password validation in JavaScript in a web page. It's so stupid. I just don't even have words. I mean, it's so stupid. Obviously, it's stupid because I can submit through URL or REST API or stuff like that. There's an entire school district who bought like a multi-$1,000 test suite from a company that put all the test answers in the source code of the HTML because they weren't trusting the students to be able to do inspect element. And they had to shut down, and I am not lying, this actually happened in the Charlotte Mecklenburg County School District. And they had to shut down inspect element because people were passing the test by inspecting element. Because it was like the answers were all in clear text because they thought, oh, they won't look at the source code. I mean, the level of stupidity of that level of kind of development is like the fact that somebody actually bought that shit with no vetting whatsoever and no developer vetting and no somebody who's getting like the cert that I want to get. The fact that they didn't even look at it, and they spent my fucking tax dollars on that shit. And then they shut down inspect elements so no one could learn web development because of some dumbass company. That gets me angry. Anyway, time for me to move on. You would have, it's terrifying, but it's stateless. Oh God. Yeah, they don't know. They want the convenience and they just want to get done fast. And so thank you for being here. I'm just going to be writing this up and publishing this. So if you want to see my latest suffering, you can do so. Did I actually submit the answer? I think I did. If we had state, yeah, I don't know, man. Make it work. Just make it work. Yes. And if you've worked for any big company, you've heard those words before. Just get it to work. We don't care. Our deadline's next week. Hide the passwords and UU encoded in the code. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, nobody's gonna look at that. They're not gonna look at it. Stop boiling the water. Stop boiling the water. You laugh, but it happens. It happens all the time. My highest rank at HackTheBox, Script Kitty. Yep, that's my highest rank. Yep, I just started using HackTheBox. I'm not, it's good. It's a good reminder for me. I'm doing this mostly just for fun. I have hacked people. I've caught hackers in the past, but that was a long time ago. So things have changed. I'm not really a hacker. So, but I write secure software. I'll tell you that, which is one of the reasons I'm getting into this. Let's see. What was that one called? Application. Tier 1, my first Tier 1 box. And at Glasagura Omni. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to die if I don't get Omni. It's like asking me what my MMR in Dota is. I do it for fun and to remind myself what SQL looks like. This is why I'm doing this. HackTheBox is actually hacking in general is a really good way to keep your generalized skill set of technical things kind of up to date. Because you obviously can't go deep into every one of these things right now. If I had to go back and relearn PostgreSQL and you know, and triggers and sort of procedures and all that stuff, it would take me, you know, months. I'm not going to do that. And so yeah, it's fun. It's fun, and it's a good way to talk about stuff. If nothing more, it's an excuse to talk about good SQL programming, and you know what not to do, which tends to be higher in the search results out there on the internet. People love to see, like, you know, 10 things that if you do you'll get fired. And they love that. They don't want to see 10 things you should always do. They want to see the things that they don't want to get fired for. Just human nature. Oh shit, I powered it off. I'm a bad person. Anyway, here we go. Submit flag. Oh, I didn't even submit the flag yet. Damn. All this time. I should probably do that. I did notice that when you submit the flag, it seems to turn... Are you going to tell me it's not even on now? Oh, shit. I'm submitting the wrong flag. That's why. Whew. Whew. Scared me to death there. I had a little panic attack. I definitely did. I had a little panic attack. Yeah, because I thought maybe I'd gotten the wrong thing. It's up here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. It's like, what? What? Also not right? What the hell? Do I have to go do the whole thing again? Oh, it's because I didn't copy it because I'm an idiot. You think I'd figured this whole mouse thing out by now, but nope. It keeps giving me the wrong one. There. Take that. Take that, you fools. Oh God, now that scared me. Shot of vodka. I don't have any. We're running out of water and vodka. We need both. Another night, we shall celebrate. Hey, look, I passed a very easy level. Yeah, it took me forever, but I passed finally. And see what it did? It turned my machine off because I passed it. So just so you know. Yeah, lots of jump scares in here. That's 14% of tier 1. I'm almost... Oh, I cannot wait till I'm not a script kiddie anymore. I really hope I can grow up and be something besides a script kiddie. My global ranking is number 0. 0 owns. I love how they're making it a competition. I mean, it's pretty. I like it. It's very pretty. Faraday. Rasta Labs. They've invested a lot in design, which is cool because that's how you're going to get people to do things who aren't inspired by monochrome terminals. I am a noob, everybody. I am a noob. I am still a noob. I am. Wait, I should. Damn it! I don't want to be a noob anymore. I want to look. It says right here I'm a script kiddie. Oh, I bet it does. It's a beautiful website. It's absolutely beautiful. And here's the thing. The website does have to be really crazy beautiful. I wish they'd spend more time, just as much time on their VPN and stuff. But if you're going to attract people, you have to have a really sexy website. I won't lie. See, look, they make it look like it's a Unix system. It's 3D. It's with the escape key. I'm a noob. I know where the escape key is. Wait from programming Twitch to security Twitch. Yeah, it's over on Science and Tech pretty much. I've never seen a hacker stream to software and game dev ever. Like you master. I mean, I was okay. Matt, I mean, come on. That was like 98, 99. The last time I was at Nike. The tech in web has changed so much since then that I have kept up pretty well, but my God, the deliver key is, I don't. Where is the deliver key? Where is that? I want to know. Tell me where that is. Oh, wise one. Look, I paid for you. I paid for VIP Plus just so you can watch me gradually climb out of noobness and laugh at me. And the fastest moving tech sector? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Cloud Native is running pretty fast too. Cloud Native and web are like right neck and neck. because cloud native is web services, so it's technically kind of part of web stuff. Most microservices are under the web banner. But yeah, cloud native and web is by far, if you, security too though, security is a really fast one. Programming streams and a programmer for work. Yeah, you went to school. So that's okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, I stream to software and programming all the time too. I'm not putting them down. Peg parsers and SQL scripts. Me too, Funks a lot. Wouldn't that fun? We need to make some more peg parsers. I think that would be fun too. It's not on my calendar though. I don't have enough of it on my calendar. I'm supposed to be asleep right now. Oh my god. I'm supposed to be asleep here, people. It's okay. I had a big nap today, bigger than usual. You want to see when I'm going to work? I'm going to try to work. This is it. I'm going to try to work at 5 a.m. tomorrow. I will not be streaming in the morning. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to... This morning, I streamed from 5 to 9 in the morning, from 4 a.m. to 9. And I got to see all my old Aussie friends and Euro-Asia, you know, streamer time frames and everything. And I was like, hey, you're streaming my time again. It was so awesome. It felt like coming home. It did. It felt like coming home. You don't work at 5 a.m.? Oh, I do all the time. Yeah, Krager. I definitely do. How do I prove it to you? I was up at 5 today. And so I'm going to get... This is the same split schedule I was using before. I'm just kind of modifying it. So yeah. Yeah, I change my calendar all the time. I do. You have to, because if you don't, then, you know. The biggest change, though, to everybody who's watching this is that OCA, this is, Matt, this is for you. QCA's to 9:30 at night now. And I'm going to try to put it after other things. In fact, we need to put another HackTheBox there. Yeah, we need to put HackTheBox 6:30 to 9:30. So far, no. So far, no. So far, the only thing that got me was access to a couple really dumb levels. But this idea that it's going to be faster, you just saw. It took me like forever to get... It took me forever to get that level because it wasn't responsive, and it was the VPN that was the problem. Probably. I don't know. The problem is they have infrastructure problems for sure. Like, they definitely do, and I'm not the only one who's mentioned it. And I'm not sure other places are better. It's just, you know, particularly at this time of night, I have a feeling. So I am considering actually doing some hacking streams during the early morning as well, so that we can be on the European time frame. And I feel like that, I don't know if that would be better on the VPN or whatever. So, yeah. So I'll do another one tomorrow. I'll do another security one tomorrow. Stuff on here changed, but here's the point. So, maybe one-time event for the morning time. Well, what I'm thinking is changing one of these home labs to a hacker thing. But I need to keep the home lab stuff going. I really do. I need to keep the home lab stuff going. It's really, really important. So, but this thing about having a stream and then closing out the stream with QCA is good because we like work up to like 50, 60, 80 people in here. And then we can have a QCA while we have people here. And a lot of them will, you know, fade out and everything. But today we didn't have that many people here because I did it right on time. And we didn't have the lead into it. So if you ever look at the charts, you know, with the Twitch stuff, it's like it kind of really gradually picks up. And then, you know, the best part of your content should probably be about, you know, 30 minutes to an hour even into your stream. Because then they found you and they know you're doing something and they trust what you're doing because they're not going to walk away. So, and then, so that's a strategy I'm going to try. So I am going to try to hack the box, in this time frame, and I am kind of on the fence though. But with this, I might I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm trying to decide whether I should put basically, I want to put some Hack the Box in the European time zone as well, and then put some home lab init down here. I can't promise I'm going to do it every night, and that's why I have some open spaces, because I actually want to play games sometimes. I don't want to just do this all the time. But I think there's enough time in the schedule there. Yeah, and then where's my sleep? Sleep is here. This is my new sleep schedule. So I'm just changing this up. Yeah, I got my meetings, everything. So I'm gonna get up at 5. I will get up at 5 because of reasons. And then I'm gonna work through here and publish some more yesterday's videos, which reminds me. Oh, I gotta do that right now. All right, bye YouTube. All right, so say goodbye to YouTube, everybody.